Hey friends, I've been writing a poem a day for April. Been enjoying it a lot. I hope you have. Today's piece of writing is less of a poem, more of a kind of mini essay, I guess. A piece of comprehension, because I'm doing a rap battle at the weekend against a man named Charlie Clips, who is the third most viewed battler in the world. So, English speaking battler. It's going to be very exciting. Tickets are sold out, but it will be on the internet, so we can all watch it there together. And when you research your opponent, you try and find things that they've done that are maybe embarrassing or good or bad, just to sort of mention as a kind of thing. And I came across one of his battles, and he says this next line, and it's possibly the greatest thing ever written, which is why I'm not mentioning it in the battle, because I want to make him look bad. And if they know that he's capable of this, then I'm the loser. But I just play it and kind of dissect what it is that I love about it so much. A lot of people think battle rap is quite hard to get into. You need to know a lot of backstory. This line pretty much stands up by itself. The only thing you need to know is that the guy filming this particular rap battle is called Avocado. That's his name. Like people have rap names. That's his filming name, and so that's quite integral to one of the many meanings that I'll go into. But anyway, so it's Charlie Clips versus Immaculate, and yeah, we'll see how we go.
I feel like battle rap cameramen. I zoom in with the Canon like twins, give them a lot of hollows. But if I pan, I turn this fruit into a vegetable. That's avocado.
So you can hear in the room there's a bit of whoa. I'm going to focus on the second half. So we started off by saying I feel like battle rap cameramen, and that's the hint that he's going to mention someone who battle rap cameramans. But then he does the first bit, whatever. But then he goes, when I pan, psh, I turn this fruit into a vegetable like avocado. And so what he does, pan there, he pans his hand like he's holding a gun, so that, but also like a camera would pan. So that's a kind of double meaning. But then also, what I think is interesting is in that way he uses a pantomime, referencing pantomime, because you're thinking, oh no, he didn't. Oh yes, he did. So that's kind of three of the meanings. But then also like a frying pan, because avocado, like you would fry avocado up. We'll kind of get back to that. So that's four. I mean, Jay-Z talks about the triple entendre. He's already got four, and I like to kind of add my own in there. I think it's a bit like Peter Pan because it never gets old. Then he follows. So when I pan, and again, that could be the noise of a gun. It could be the actual hissing of the avocado frying in the pan. Or it could just be him in disbelief. He said, when I pan, what line? So that, again, that's another three. But then, so it's kind of like, but if you put it together, the kind of Pampers is a well-known nappy brand, because I think if someone was holding a hissing pan of avocado in your face, you would probably shit yourself. So he's kind of also alluding to the nappies that you would need. Moving on, he says, I'll turn this fruit into a vegetable like avocado. So fruit there is a kind of slang offensive term for a sort of homosexual, which in the rap world a few years ago, where this is based, is a bad thing. We've all moved on since then. Into it, but I'll turn this fruit into a vegetable, and in that world, vegetable in this world, that's like in a coma. And I think no matter how progressive your views are, that being in a coma is still bad. Like avocado. And so the whole thing, when I pan avocado, because he's the cameraman, he pans the camera, that's like base level. And I think that's what the room got, because there's a bit of all. But just to kind of unpack it slightly more, is avocado a fruit or a vegetable? That's a big discussion that he's kind of hinting at. And I think if you type now into Google, is avocado, the second thing that comes up is avocado a fruit? You know, part of this discussion. And he's kind of just playing around with that, because when you're having that back and forth, yeah, it's a fruit technically, you know, it's got a fleshy pulp around the seed, and no one's like, yeah, but it's not a bloody orange, is it? It's a vegetable. And your whole mind in your head, you would turn avocado from a fruit to a vegetable back and forth. So avocado does that. Avocado turns fruit into a vegetable just by being that elusive. And he's turning this fruit into a vegetable by hitting him with a frying pan full of avocado. So that's one thing. But the first thing that comes up if you type is avocado into Google is safe. And again, just more about the danger of what's involved. This has already been longer than I thought. I could go on. I will just end on this, because the other thing about avocado that I don't know if you knew, I'm sure Charlie knew when he said, is that it shouldn't really be around. It developed because it's got such a huge stone. It used to be eaten by like giant sloths and the mega mammals, 13,000 years ago, million years ago. Who, don't know, it's me, I'm not bloody Charlie. Loads of 13,000 years ago, yeah, a bit longer than that. By the bloody, the big dogs. I don't know if they were dogs. They used to eat the stones and then kind of poo them out later. These days we can't poo out avocado stones. So it's known as a ghost of evolution because it should have died out, but it didn't. And that is the real kind of clincher, because I'm going to turn this fruit into vegetable. Like, I'm going to make this guy a ghost by shooting him or hitting him with a frying pan. And that really is where I think it's the greatest line of all time. So look out for Harry Baker versus Charlie Clips. I'll be sure to remind you when it's up there. I was kind of gutted I couldn't fit this into sort of rhyming form, but there are time limits are a couple of minutes, and as you can see, I've already just so enthusiastic talking about it for 7 minutes. So I'll cut off now, but thanks for listening.